Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk news. Last night, tragic news broke as Triple H tweeted that Wyndham Rotunda, better known to wrestling fans as Bray Wyatt, had suddenly and unexpectedly passed away. Wyatt had been off WWE TV since March due to health issues, but until now it had been unclear what those health problems were. Those issues have now been confirmed along with Wyatt's cause of death. Last night, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful reported, "I was given permission to reveal that earlier this year Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, got COVID that exacerbated a heart issue. There was a lot of positive progress towards a return and his recovery. Unfortunately, today he suffered a heart attack and passed away." The reaction within WWE has understandably been one of complete shock. BWE on Twitter had reported regarding the reaction that everything in WWE is on pause right now and adds everything is scrapped. All meetings are off until further notice. WWE has also added to WWEshop.com that all the proceeds from Bray Wyatt merchandise will go to Wyatt's family. Added to the description of Bray's merchandise, WWE has written, "In the wake of Bray Wyatt's death, WWE will donate all the net proceeds to support JoJo Offerman and his children." That feeling of shock has extended to the rest of the wrestling world as well, with names upon names of wrestlers and promotions paying tribute to Wyatt on social media. WWE star and former member of the Wyatt family, Braun Strowman, wrote, "I really don't even know how or where to start. This is just what I can muster up right now. 8 years ago today, I joined you as your black sheep. If I knew only 8 years later I would have to say goodbye, I sure as hell wouldn't have taken so much for granted. You were my best friend, my mentor, my big little brother, my brother of destruction. You were there for all my highs and my lows as I was there for yours. You taught me so many things in the business that we shared and loved, and you taught me so much in life. You truly made me a better person. I was so honored the day I found out you were having Nash and you asked me to be his godfather. Wyndham, you were one of a kind with a great mind and an even better soul. The world lost such an amazing man. My heart is with the Rotunda family, JoJo, and all the babies. Know I love you all so much. I'll see you down the road, my friend. Slap Brody on the ass for me when you see him. I know this isn't bye forever. I love you, Hoot." WWE star Alexa Bliss wrote, "I'm just in shock, extremely heartbroken and at a loss for words. What I can say is what an amazing human being Wyndham is. An amazing and kind friend, one of the most creative minds to ever walk this earth. Wyndham, you've brought so much joy and happiness to everyone around you. It's going to take me some time to really process this. Sending my love to the Rotunda family, JoJo, and their babies. We love you, Wyndham." Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wrote, "I'm heartbroken over the news of Bray Wyatt's passing. Always had tremendous respect and love for him and the Rotunda family. Loved his presence, promos, in-ring work, and connection with the WWE universe. Very unique, cool, and rare character, which is hard to create in our crazy world of pro wrestling. Still processing losing the GOAT, Terry Funk, yesterday, and now Bray today. My love, light, strength, and mana to the Rotunda family and Funk family during this tough, heartbreaking time. As always, thank you for the house. Ohana." AEW star Matt Hardy, who won the Raw Tag Team Championship with Wyatt in 2018 after a lengthy feud, wrote, "Absolutely shattered to learn that my friend Wyndham Rotunda has passed away. It's devastating to think he left us at only 36 years young. My condolences go out to his family, wife, and children. I'm so sorry, my compeer. I miss you already." WWE's Vice President of Global Talent Development, William Regal, wrote, "Devastated to hear of the passing of Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt. My deepest condolences to Mike, Bo, Barry, and all his family. Rest well, my friend." Former WWE champion Big E wrote, "Man, the first dude that took me under his wing when I got signed in 2009. We spent so much of our adult lives together, praying for JoJo, praying for his kids. I will miss your laugh and your boyish charm, my friend. Goodbye, Wyndham." AEW star Keith Lee, who also dealt with a life-threatening heart issue in 2021, wrote, "The toughest part of this industry is when you bond with people and then that bond is severed unexpectedly. R.I.P., brudda. I was rooting for you just like you did for me. I already missed you, but it's painful. Safe journey, my man." AEW star Dustin Rhodes wrote, "Horrible. So sad hearing the news of Bray. Terrible. I'm praying for you, Mike, Stephanie, Micah, and Taylor. Love you guys. So sad." Before adding, "Just no words. I love you, Bray. I was like an uncle to them boys. I hate death." WWE star Baron Corbin wrote, "I'm trying to process this and can't. Wyndham was a friend. I feel for his wife, his beautiful children, his parents, his brother, his sister, and everyone else who knew what an incredible person he was. LA Knight, Wyatt's final opponent having wrestled at this year's Royal Rumble, tweeted this photo of them two together during their feud. All Elite Wrestling shared their statement on Wyndham Rotunda's passing as well, with their statement reading, "AEW joins the entire wrestling world in mourning the loss of Wyndham Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt. A third-generation wrestler, Wyndham proudly carried on his family's legacy by forging his own incredible path to superstardom. Wyndham's unique style and persona showcased his passion for the industry and desire for innovation. AEW sends its deepest condolences to Wyndham's family, friends, and fans. We are forever grateful for all his incredible contributions to the industry." There are many more tributes shared from across the wrestling world that we won't have time to share, but from the bottom of our hearts here at WrestleTalk, we send our thoughts, love, and condolences to the entire Rotunda family, all his friends, and everyone who he touched throughout his life and career. Rest in peace, Wyndham. We will miss you very, very much. While all other news seems just obsolete at this time and pales in significance to Wyatt's tragic passing, we're going to attempt to move on here to other stories in the world of wrestling. Yesterday, our top story was in regards to WWE Hall of Famer Edge and his seemingly impending move to AEW. This shock development was a result of a report from PW Torch's Wade Keller, who said that WWE had rejected Edge's terms for a contract extension, and as a result, a move to AEW seemed to be on the cards. The Rated R Superstar's move to AEW was even reportedly expected by WWE themselves. And there we were, ready to Edge to WWE confirmed, when the man himself would take to Twitter to quell the flames and provide some clarification on the sitch. Edge said that he had woken up to voicemails and messages from friends and family regarding the news of his AEW move. However, according to Edge, all that attention was for naught. Edge denied reports of him coming to WWE with a massive contract proposal or that WWE had rejected that extension, instead revealing that he actually has a contract extension on the table right now, saying, "I have a contract extension sitting in my inbox. I just don't know what to do. The first time I had to retire, it was forced, and this time the choice is on my lap and it's a lot harder." Edge revealed that the difficulty in the decision is partly due to the special final night he had in Toronto at last week's SmackDown. He called it the best night of his career and that he's not sure if it can be topped. So, according to Edge, the decision lies totally in his hands. However, the Wrestling Observer newsletter's Dave Meltzer claims that there is something to the stories on Wrestling Observer Radio. Meltzer claims that WWE and Edge are negotiating a deal, but have not yet agreed to terms contrary to what Edge suggested in his statement. Stay tuned to WrestleTalk.com for more updates on the situation. Moving across to AEW now, and we are obviously just 2 days away from seeing the biggest event in wrestling history take place at London's Wembley Stadium. Yes, despite a slow start, Tony Khan went a bit booking mad the last few weeks, and now we have what many expect to be the complete card following this week. Or that's what we thought. Well, yesterday, TK announced on the AEW Unrestricted podcast that yet another match had been added to the All-In 0 Hour, as Jack Perry defends his FTW title against Hook. Perry was originally scheduled to have a segment on Dynamite where he was going to retire said championship, but that got moved to Collision, so spoiler alert, that obviously didn't happen. Another match that was rumored to be happening at All-In was Jeff Jarrett versus Scottish cult favorite Grado. While this was extremely random, it seemed to be a possibility after Jarrett whacked Grado with his guitar on UK sports talk show Talk Sport. But despite that, it does not seem to be taking place, with PW Mania reporting that the match was not in AEW's plans. This was later also confirmed by Fightful Select, so yeah, sucks for any Grado fans out there, I guess. While Grado may not be making a late addition to the card, Fightful Select did note that they had been told that additional changes would still be made to All In, with some additional names that weren't scheduled to be on the show now traveling to London. So with more changes to All In potentially afoot, it begs the question what Tony Khan's original vision for the historic event really was. You know, before all the injuries and stuff. Yes, the injury bug that has struck AEW on numerous times in the past ahead of major shows, most notably Forbidden Door 1 in 2022, also unwelcomely struck numerous times ahead of All In. Shoo-ins for the card, such as Bryan Danielson and the British pairing of Jamie Hayter and Pac, were all reportedly factored into All In plans and featured on the original poster of the event. Now, for Danielson, it was already previously reported that the original plans may have seen him take on Kenny Omega in a rematch from the 2021 Dynamite Grand Slam Classic, which would have just been so pleasant to see again, but alas. According to Wrestling Observer Radio's Dave Meltzer, original plans would have seen Jamie Hayter defend her AEW Women's Championship in the four-way that is still set to go ahead on Sunday. However, it's still unclear who she would have replaced in that match. As for Pac, Meltzer noted that he would have been involved in the situation involving the Blackpool Combat Club, Best Friends, and Lucha Brothers. According to Meltzer, the original Stadium Stampede would have been a three-way trios match between the BCC, Best Friends and Orange Cassidy, and Death Triangle. However, this of course changed not only due to Pac's injury, but recently Rey Fenix's reported travel issues that saw him written off of TV this week. But as seen on this week's Dynamite, Rey Fenix wasn't the only one pulled from All In, as AR Fox was not only punted from his scheduled Coffin Tag match alongside Swerve Strickland against Darby Allin and Sting, but from the Mogul Embassy altogether. Now this was widely questioned online afterwards, with Fox only just turning heel and joining up with Swerve's faction. However, it came to light that Fox also wouldn't be able to make the show. However, it's unclear exactly why that is, despite speculation it could also have been travel related. Nevertheless, AEW's decision to make such a creative U-turn and kick Fox out of the Mogul Embassy seemed a bit drastic to say the least. However, some new information from F4W Online's Brian Alvarez suggests there may be some potential heat on Fox, perhaps resulting in the decision to scrap his heel push. According to Alvarez, AEW only found out that Fox couldn't make All In at the very last minute, something they were supposedly not too happy with. While this is by no means confirmation as to why they made the change to Fox's character, and why Darby Allin and Nick Wayne inexplicably forgave him in an instant, despite him still wearing the vest with Nick Wayne's own blood on it, but hey, it could be related. Finishing up our AEW news roundup, there have been more AEW re-signings ahead of the company's most exciting weekend in its history. As confirmed by Fightful Select, a currently very much absent star has signed on the dotted line for a new AEW deal, despite last wrestling for AEW a year ago. Yes, while many would have questioned whether Anthony Ogogo was even still signed to the company, he has been, and now he's set to stay. In fact, according to Fightful's report, Ogogo actually re-signed with AEW on a full-time 2-year deal back in late 2022 or early 2023, with his contract set to run until the start of 2025 at least. The report also states that the 34-year-old has no creative plans in place for him, hence why we haven't seen him around. However, the Olympian is reportedly in his native London for All In doing media, so perhaps we could see him return there. But that's not all, as the boys, otherwise known as Brandon and Brent Tate, have also agreed to new deals with AEW. The boys confirmed the news via social media on Wednesday, with Fightful Select confirming it in an update yesterday that negotiations went back and forth in recent weeks. So congrats to Ogogo and the boys. I hope they can find time to take down Homelander in between walking Dalton Castle to the ring. So that's the news. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend and enjoy All In. And once again, rest in peace, Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt.